Alright, welcome back to this math tutorials. My name is Samuel G. Kwaide, and I still want to continue with the construction part 2. Now we've done construction part 1, remember that? I was able to go through the 90 degrees angle, 45 degrees, 22.5, 67.5, 82.5, 60, 30, 15, 75, and so on. So we were able to look at the locus. So now, second part of this construction is to look at your questions, your past questions. We are looking at the June 2003. This is the West Africa examination. So we go through the question and we apply what we've learned so far to this question. So I read the question. The question says that using a ruler, pair of compasses only construct a quadrilateral. The first example was to construct a triangle. We've done that. Now we want to go with a quadrilateral such that PX is 9.9 centimeter, QX is 10.2 centimeter, and QPX is 75 degrees, that's the angle, and QY is 10.4 centimeter, and PQ, line PQ is parallel to line XY. So, and B says we construct a locus L1 of point equidistance from X and Y, and locus L2 of point equidistance from QY and YX. Then locate M, the point of intersection of L1 and L2, then we are required to measure PM. Now I'm going to kind of give you a kind of sketch, so you go along with me. This is practical math. Construction is actually practical mathematics, so you have to also get clue to your paper now, get your construction material, and you follow up as you move. And I'll be giving you arbitrary distances here, but you use your ruler and draw the distances correctly. Now I have the question here. The first thing you should do on this kind of question is to first of all sketch. You know what is quadrilateral? It's a four-sided polygon. You know that already. So there is a line somewhere there. Now it is PX. Let's say that is PX, and it is 9.9 centimeter. If you can sketch that, and the angle is formed at P. That is QPX is 75. So QPX, so there's a Q somewhere here, so I need to get a Q somewhere there, that is Q, such that this angle becomes 75, and now since PQ is parallel to XY from this says PQ is a parallel line to XY, then I must have another line here that must be parallel, that is, it's going to be the same angle because these parallel lines will form the same corresponding angles. So that is the meaning of here. So I should have a Y somewhere there. Here. So now we have PQ, that is PQ is parallel to XY. So they are parallel lines, and parallel lines never meet. So they have the same corresponding angles. And it says from Q to X is 10.2 centimeter. That's 10.2 centimeter. It's Q to X, that is QX, and you have QY is, so I have another line somewhere here, which you go there, so I have 10.4 centimeter. That is the quadrilateral. So you have already drawn the sketch of the quadrilateral. So now go and apply it there. I will not be able to get 9.9 centimeter, but I'll give arbitrary distances. By the end of the day, we'll be able to get the same structure. And I just want you to know how to construct these angles and measure the distances. You use your own ruler and measure the distances as you go. So I've already drawn the first line. The line is, so I'm trying to, let's say this is my point. The point is P, somewhere here, and it is, I've measured here to be 9.9 centimeter. So you have your ruler and you measure that to give you 9.9 centimeter there. That's what you have your own ruler. That's how you use that to get 9.9 centimeter. That is here. That's PX. Now at that point, I'm supposed to draw a 75 degrees somewhere there. So constructing 75, you need the 90 degrees to be shown. So I take my compass and try to draw a semicircle somewhere there. Semicircle. Now because I'm coming to draw the same perpendicular, the same parallel line here, this angle and this angle, so I'm going to do the two together. So I move there, I get somewhere there. So now I move the same radius, strike, move, strike. Now move from there, strike, that is the 90. So the same here, 90, I strike. Remember the song says cut an arc twice and move to that arc and strike. That's what I'm doing. I've done the semicircle, so small arcs and small arcs I move and cut, I strike there, I move and strike. Same here, I've done the semicircle, so that I move, cut an arc here, you cut an arc here, you move and cut, you move and cut. That's what I've done so far. So now we have got the 90, so we can use the 90. So there I have, so this is 90, so I construct 90 degrees from that point. So we have 90 degrees. Let's say this is our 90 degrees. My compass was shaking somehow, but I have to do this again. So I say that is the 90 from there. So that's 90. So my compass was shaking, so some here there. So now I have this other one too, it's through the 90, construct 90 through there. So it's a hairpin line, so I don't need to make it very thick. I just want to help the line there. So let me do that again, because what I did was to draw this arc here. Then with this arc, I stood here to strike this arc, strike an arc there, and I strike this arc there. Then I move there, I strike there, I move there, I strike there. Yes, so I have got that line now properly from that. So now I have the 90 degrees somewhere there. So I'm using this part of the 90 degrees. This is this junction here and this point here. I'm using them, label it A and B. I used to get the 75 here also, A and B. I'm using those 2 points and find the 75. So 75 goes here, so I'll stand here, strike an arc here, and we'll stand here too, I strike another arc. So the same here, strike an arc, and here strike another arc. So I connect this to this point, and this point to this point gives you the 75 degrees. Your 75 is not correct if you don't show the 90 degrees. So you have to ensure that you show the 90 degrees. So I have already done 90 there, so I'm going with the 75. This is 75 from there, and also 75 somewhere here. So I've got 75 there, and this one too is 75 degrees. So these two lines are very important in this question. So I have that line going that way, and this one too going there, all parallel lines moving there. Yes, so now this is PX. So I've got these lines, so I need to get QX. QX is, so I take my compass, then I go to the ruler. You say QX is 10.2, so from X here to Q somewhere there, it's going to be 10.2. So you open, take your ruler, you go 10.2. I will not be certain here, but you use your ruler, you measure 10.2 somewhere there. So because of the space, I can't get to 10.2. This is 10.4. I'm just assuming that it's 10.2. So it's 10.2 from that point. So it is from X to Q. So I'm trying to locate Q using 10.2. So let's say this is my own 10.2. Let me open it a little bit. This is 10.2. So I stand there. So with that, I'll now use the 10.2 here. Let's say this is still my 10.2. Let's say it's 10.2 here. So this is where I will stand at X. Then I cut an arc somewhere. So I'm assuming that this line here is 10.2 after measuring it from the ruler. So now I use this point and strike an arc to give me the Q. So I'm trying to get 10.2 somewhere there. To this, from here to here is 10.2, because I've already said that this distance is 10.2. So this point here becomes my Q. So this is point Q here. So this is Q. So if you have to put your ruler here to measure this distance, it must give you 10.2 centimeter, and it came just from the measurement from the ruler. What I did was first to just measure 10.2 here, then I stood here and struck that arc. That is the 10.2. So now I'm doing the same for Q to Y. Now it is 10.4. So I expand it a little bit. So I come back there. Let's see, this is now my own 10.4. I'm making it increase a little bit. This is 10.4. I see that 10.4. So I've measured that 10.4. So this is, so I move from here. I should ensure that I strike, since it is 10.4, this is my 10.4, I should strike that line somewhere there. That is, so this is 10.4. Now the first one was 10.2. This is 10.4. So from there to there is 10.4. So I've got that. Now, so you repeat the same as we go along. Yeah, you use the correct measurements. I'm just trying to let you follow up the structure. So we now use that. Connect. This is 10.4. This was 10. I use the dotted lines there because I'm not required to draw this line. It's just the measurements. That's the measurement. This is 10.4. Now it says locate Y. So this is my Y. So I've got this point here. So now we go to the questions. The next question, it says locus L1 of point equidistance from X and Y. So equidistance from X and Y. So I'm using that point and construct a perpendicular. When it's two letters, we said the other day that when you have two letters X and Y, it's a perpendicular. You draw a perpendicular on that line, joining the two letters together. So now we have the line there. So I'm constructing 90 degrees on this. So this is here. Strike an arc somewhere there, and maybe strike it somewhere there, and I use the same point here. Use the same point here. I strike this arc, then I strike the same arc here. So it is this point and this point should give me the 90 degrees straight there. So I'm moving through. Because it is 2 points, we have to use 90 degrees. Remember that. So I'm moving. This is, so I draw the perpendicular from that point. This is, so we've got the locus. That is locus L1. I call it L1. So locus L1, it is perpendicular. If you look at it there, it's supposed to have a perpendicular. It is perpendicular to that point here. So it's going to be 90 degrees. It's a perpendicular. So that's what you mean by that locus. So I use the perpendicular 90 degrees. So it's perpendicular. So now we have already measured that. That's locus L1. Now there's locus L2 of point equidistance from QX and YX. So it is QX and YX. So the locus is this angle. We are going to bisect this angle. So we use these points and we bisect the angle. So we have to bisect that angle. So you use the construction song. Remember that song? We said we are going to move. We cut small arcs. Small arcs. So I've done so far there. You see, you move to these arcs and strike. Then you move to these arcs and strike again. So I stood there, cut this arc and this arc. Then I moved there to cut this arc. Then I moved there to cut this other arc. That is a bisector of that angle because there are two letters. When it is two pairs of letters, you look for the common letter. That is the locus we are trying to construct. So we have the locus. That's locus L2. So join that point with that. So we have this. Yes. So that is the locus. Right, so I have L2. This is locus L2. So the question says L2 and L1, where they intersect, we will label that point as M. So this point of intersection is M. Now we have done the first locus is the perpendicular bisector, and the second locus here is to bisect the angle formed at Q because it says it's Q, Y, and YX. So you see that it's supposed to be the point of intersection of these two lines. There's this X, so we'll bisect this. That is the locus. That's what we've done here so far. So now it says measure PM. So I'm measuring from here to here. So it's PM. So you take your ruler, you follow up, you measure from that point to that point. So here, if you do it there to there, it must give you PM must be equals to 9.5 centimeter. So you try as much to use your ruler in your set box, and you see how you can get that figure. So from this distance to here is going to be equals to 9.5. Let's say plus or minus 0.1. Yeah, so if you get 9.4, it means you're correct. 9.6, it means you're correct also. So now this is so let's get the error difference over there. So that is the end of that question. So we proceed with the next question. All right, welcome back, guys. We have question number 2, which is still on construction part 2. We're still solving the past questions. Now we've done past questions on the June exam. We're coming to do the past question on November private exam. Now this question says, using a rule of pair of compasses only, construct a trapezium ABCD with ABC 60 degrees and ABCD, that's the angle, is 75 degrees, and BC is 8 centimeter, AB is 5 centimeter. You say B, draw a perpendicular from A to meet BC at E. You say measure AE. Now you have to construct also the locus L1 of point equidistance from B and C, locus L2 of point equidistance from A, B and BC. It says locate the point M, the intersection of L1 and L2. So now that's the question. We have to sketch as usual. You have to sketch first of all. So let's sketch this. This is, now we have seen BC. BC is giving us, this is BC is 8 centimeter. So that's 8 centimeter. And I told you that the angle is formed in the middle. The letter in the middle is one of the angles, so that angle is formed there. That is 60 degrees, and it is ABC. So I've got B here, I've got C here, so this one should be A. This point should be A, and now I've got BCD. So this is let's say another 75 degrees somewhere there. This is D, and AB is giving us, AB is 5 centimeter. So this is 5 centimeter. So it's from this side, from here we can get this line. This line goes there. This line must be parallel to this. And it says draw a perpendicular to meet this at E and measure AE. That is the height of that trapezium. So now from the summary, you now look at this shape and try and reproduce it over there. So you use your own protractor materials and you follow it up as we construct together. Now we move. First, it's to locate the points A, B and C. So what I've done so far, I'm using arbitrary measurements. So you use the actual measurement in your set box because of the space here. So we have here, so I'm assuming that this is B. I've measured here B, C. So BC is 8 centimeter. Yeah, so I'm assuming that this is already 8 centimeter. So you use your set box ruler and you try to get 8 centimeter as you go along. As I'm constructing, you also go along with me because it's practical work. So we've got 8 centimeter. So measure through your ruler 8 centimeter. Get there, 8 centimeter. Make sure it's 8 centimeter. Then you get it done there. So that is one. Now we have located BC. So we want to construct 60 from that point. We construct 60. The angle is formed at that point, so I construct 60. The other day we said 60 is the shortest angle to construct, so we just get there. Now we strike an arc with the same radius. You get in there to strike that. That is 60. Now I want to construct 75 there. So 75, I need a 90 degrees line for 75. So I'm going to construct a semicircle for somewhere there. Here. Now semicircle, move there. Strike there. You say move and strike, then move and strike. So that was the 90. So let me just get the 90 and the 60 all together first. Then we'll now use the 90 to construct our 75. So you watch out. Now we have already got 60 somewhere here. This was 60. Remember the steps up to 60. How I got the 60? This was 60. Here, and this is the 90. So these are happy lines. I just make them faint like that. So now I'm using that 90 to construct 75. So I use, if I want to get 75, your 90 must be visible. So I'm using this point here, and this point here. Let me call this small a, small b. So I'll use the 2 points to construct my 75 in this way. So this is because 75 is in that part, not the other part there. So be careful. So now here, I move here. Draw an arc with the same, draw an arc there. So this junction to this give me 75. So that is 75 for you. Now we have 2, so we'll go with that. So I'm running through that. So we have the 75 line up for you already. This is 75, this is 75 there. Yep, so now we have got, this is B, this is C. So we need to get, you say AB is 5 centimeters, so I need an A somewhere there, because that's our A. I need an A somewhere here. So I go to the ruler. This is 5 centimeters. You can go to the ruler and open 5 centimeters. You can go to the ruler and measure 5 centimeters somewhere there with the ruler. So let's say this is my 5 centimeter somewhere here. This is 5 centimeter for me. Now I just measure it 5 centimeter. I'm just assuming here. So that is, we have open with the 5 centimeter. You can get there and go and strike that. So I strike that. That is the 5 centimeter. That's what I've just measured. That's exactly the 5 centimeter. It is not accurate, but you use your own ruler to get that. So now we have, or another way I can still use here. I go with 5 centimeters somewhere there. This is a measure 5 centimeter along the line. So 5 centimeter. So if I get a 5 centimeter here, I just measure. That's another way. If you cannot use the compass to strike the 5 centimeter position, you can use your ruler together and get 5 centimeter. Now this is my point A. So from here is now 5 centimeter. So I've got that point A, 5 centimeter. Now it is from that 5 centimeter that we are supposed to now locate D somewhere here. I should locate this A, B, C, D must be here. But I extend here a little bit so that I have, yes. So now I'm trying to draw. This was 60 degrees. So I'm going to construct another 60 degrees here so that I get a parallel line here, because actually it should be parallel line. This must be parallel to this. This is 60. This one too must be 60. So I'm trying to construct this 60 here. So I use the same procedure. You now use that point. You construct by small radius. You stand here. You just cut an arc to get in there, right? So with the same radius, you don't change. You stand there to cut. So what I did is to stand here, cut, then with the same radius, I stood there to cut this arc. So now this junction and this will give me the parallel line that will go straight. It's going to be parallel to this one, and this angle must be equal to that corresponding angles, of course. So now that is the 60 degrees that has come so far, and by doing that 60 degrees, we are able to now get our parallel line. So I can connect the two there. So this is now from that point A to this will give me my parallel line. This is now parallel to this. So because this angle too is going to be 60, just like this is 60. So this is going to be a corresponding angle. So I've already got the line there. So this point becomes our D. So I've got A, B, C, D. So this with this arc. So the question says now construct locus L1 of point. It's a measure. First of all, construct a perpendicular from A to meet BC at D. So remember how we did this is A. So I'm supposed to draw a perpendicular here. So now some of the arcs. Remember the other video I was able to show you how to get a. So I'm going to first of all measure that length. Make sure my protractor is at that point and the pin is there. The pencil is somewhere there. You use that. So now I'm coming to. Now when I measure that, it's already there. That is at that point. So I use that point and go around until I touch. Yeah, so this is this point and this point I'm coming to use. So I use the 2 points. I get an arc there. Then I use this. I still strike an arc. Okay, let me reduce it a little bit. So I use to strike an arc there. So I remove this. Yeah. Then I use here to strike an arc. Okay, so what I've done is first. Let me repeat what I did. So I stood here first to stretch the compass to touch this point, yeah, and I use that point to go right there to cut these 2 points here and here. Then I use that point to strike this arc. Then I use this point to also strike the same arc. So this junction here must go straight through that A. That is how the perpendicular comes. So now we have got the perpendicular so far. So the perpendicular moves from that point straight there. So this is the junction. So it goes right through there, through that point. So we have the perpendicular through that point. That is a perpendicular. So you've got the perpendicular to there. So this is the point A. This is A, you see, and this point becomes E. You say measure this, that is the height. So if you measure it, you must be able to verify your measurements. You can use the Soccer to get that distance if you like. You have that. This is it there. So you now want to find this height, and this is 60. That's 60. And you have 5 there already, 5 centimeter. This is A, this is E, and this is B. And it says measure that height AE. You're finding AE. So you can use that sine. This is sine 60 is equals to opposite all over hypotenuse. So there. So we now have H is equals to 5 sine 60. So if you punch that from your calculator, it's 5 times 0.8660. When you punch that from the calculator, it will give you the height. So it's like you're marking your own paper. You must be able to now verify it. If you did it correctly, you must be able to get that answer over there using your own construction instrument. So now we have located that. It's a draw a locus of point equidistance from B and C. Locus L1, B and C. So it's 2 letters. So 2 letters, we use 90 degrees. Remember the 2 letters. Every time you have locus involving 2 letters, you are going to stand and bisect the line joining the 2 letters. So it's 90 degrees. So repeat 90 degrees. I just move there. That strike that arc there. Then with the same radius, I strike the same arc there. Then if you want, you can go right up there. But I don't want to get too much of arcs, so I can still reduce this. Let me because of space, I just reduce this distance a little bit. So let me reduce this distance. Yeah. Okay. So I'm using locus of point equidistance from B and C. So B and C. So B and C is two letters. So those 2 letters, I open the compass to more than half the distance. More than half. So it's more than half. So I strike an arc from this point. I strike an arc there. Here. So the same radius. I stand here. I strike another arc. So that's what I've done here. Now, if my compass is, I can still do the same up there again there, and here also. Like that. So those 2 arcs will be joined together. So they give you the 90 degrees. So it goes straight right from there. This is it here. Now have the 2. So I've got the locus of point equidistance from that point. It says locus of point equidistance. So I've got the L1, locus L1 of point equidistance. So let's see, it's somewhere there. So this is L1. So the locus is going through that point. So it says locus L2 of point equidistance from AB and BC. So it's AB and BC. So I've done a lot of arcs here. Let me reduce some of the arcs so you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. So just try as much. It's messy right now, but I can still manage to get you the locus of AB and BC. So it's going to be between this and this. This is B and A. This is C. So what I'm doing here is to stand here and cut an arc, strike an arc, and move there and cut, move there and cut. That is the locus I'm trying to construct there. So you move now. See, it is somehow tight there, but you can still understand what I'm trying to do here. This is now I strike an arc, just small arcs, somewhere here. Then move to the arc and strike. Then you move to the arc and strike. So I stood here, strike an arc on this line and on this line. Then I move there and strike, then move there and strike. That is the locus. So I'll move through that point. So this is the locus. So we have 2 going that way. So we have the 2. This is locus of point equidistance from AB and BC. That is the locus, AB and BC. So I've got the locus L2. This was L1. So the 2 of them met at a point. That point is M. So locate the point M. That is M. The intersection of the 2 points. So locate the point M, the intersection of L1 and L2. So this was L1. This is L2. So where the met is in there. So this was L1. and this is L2, so the mesomer here, that's the point. So locate that point, that is the diagram for you, and this is the end of the question. So we've now look at it. So in this topic, you must also try as much to do it practically all by yourself. So you check the distances. I will be using arbitrary distances, but you help yourself out and ensure that you have the correct distance measured by your own ruler. So that's where we can stop for today. So we continue, keep watching as I go to the next video. Watch out. Thanks for your audience.